Have you heard about this Jalen Green Drea situation? Do you know any of what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. I'll try to explain it. You fill in the gaps. There is a young star on the Houston Rockets in his early 20s that it announced has a woman pregnant. She is almost 40 years old. I want to say 39 years old.
Yes.
She has a son that is the same age as him. She has known to date famous athletes and stuff throughout, and there's been a strong reaction to people about this.
Yeah.
And I figure that you had definitely not heard about this at all.
Not.
And I was just curious, as a parent of like a 19-year-old kid.
I have feelings.
Yeah.
You don't steal someone's youth. You let them stay young. Look, we know stuff. You know how easy it would be for me, 20-year-old? I can impress her so much. Like, I could just take her, put her on a private jet. She'd be like, whoa. And then I'd be like, yeah, this is what we do. But I don't want to do, I would never do that. Because if you're 20, hang out with 20-year-olds. Go to spring break. Be broke. Have the fun you should have at 20. I look at that as a father. I don't want some dude coming in.
This kid is 20 and has like $100 million.
Yeah, but, dude, old chicks can.
Well, it was a second pick in the draft, so he's probably in the 50s, but he's looking at a $100 million payday.
Yeah, but there's, man.
What I have to say about that?
What?
Congratulations to the both of them.
Oh, that's what you're supposed to say online.
No, yeah. It's just because I don't like being a hypocrite. I used to go for the older women too. So
really,
yeah.
There's something they've got sorcery over us. My wife's older than me.
It's not sorcery.
I liked older women when I was that age too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't. Listen, he knew what he was doing. She knew what she was doing. Congratulations to both of them.
Yeah.
Hopefully the baby comes out healthy. But you know, I think what's
there's a trend happening though. Him, Michael Jordan's son with Larsa Pippen. We are seeing right now the 15-year age gap where the woman's the older one. Like if Sharif came to you and said, I want you to meet my girlfriend, and she's 41 years old.
He won't.
She's Maya Angelou. And you're like,
Maya Angelou.
And I'd be like, wow, that's bad. I'm sorry, Maya Angelou. She's still alive. I feel bad. I hope she's still with us. I'm into Maya Angelou. Listen.
Yeah, apparently.
So how many kids you got, Bert?
2.
Boys, daughters?
2 girls, snake eyes.
All right, I have a lot of children.
I told you, if Leanne passes away, God forbid,
Hey, no,
God forbid, I'm getting everyone pregnant.
Hello, Leanne, love you. And how old are your daughters?
I don't know. No, 19 and 17.
Oh, 19. Okay,
they're grown-ups,
so what's your policy on dating?
Oh, 0. I have no policy. I'm powerless. They do whatever they want. I just want them to be happy. Like I don't want them to I don't want them to bring home like a fan.
Oh, interesting.
Like, yeah, and I think they're pretty not in that area. Yeah. So, but like you forget how precious anonymity is. Like I'm sure you have it with your kids. Being someone's child, especially if you're like known as partying. When Georgia went to college, like dudes were knocking on her door every day, like I want to party with Machine. Georgia was like, that's not who I am. I read books. I've never read a book in my life.
You're a better dad than I am.
No, I wouldn't say that.
What's your reasoning for that statement?
Don't bring no boys to my house unless you got a master's. Don't want to see them.
Ooh.
At all.
Yeah, but you have the intimate, like a boy walks in here and he's like, hello, sir.
Oh, no, it ain't going to be no hello, sir.
No?
What's it going to be like?
Get out.
What if he's like 3-piece suit, well put together, he has a master's, and then he comes with the hello, sir?
I'll be impressed.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ask him one question. What you trying to do? And based on his answer, I'll know if he's a shyster like I used to be or if he's real.
Yeah, it would be hard for people to get past you two. I feel like you've done everything and seen everything.
I invented.
Yeah.
I invented the game.
You ever see that movie? What's the movie where guy comes home with his daughter and then they bring him into the garage where all the bangers are?
Oh, yeah, 50 Cent movie.
Yeah, it's a 50 Cent movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
Yes.
Me and Squirts and Schnizzle should.
My nizzle.
Should.
I like this idea as a show.
Is like we do that.
People
We
bring their daughters
home, and then they go, "We'd like to talk to you in the garage." And it's Squirts and Manizzle, and we're like, "What do you plan on?" Because then
it's like there's only one of you, and then he comes off from the wall, and you're like, "What the?"
My favorite scene was from Bad Boys 2 when Will Smith and Mark. Can you fight? You can't. How old are you? 15? You look at least 30.
So do you know?
I want to come up like Ving Rhames and Baby Boy and grab him in a lock and lick his head. Yeah, you soft, aren't you?
Now is a perfect time for our segment, Ask Dr. O'Neill. If you have a question you'd like to ask Dr. O'Neill, you can leave in the YouTube comments for this episode or email it to askdroneil@gmail.com.
And my new counterpart, Dr. Bert.
That is why Doctor is here. Shaq is actually a doctor. Shannon E. from Chicago S. Dr. O'Neill and Dr. Kreischer. My fiance gets mad at me because I want him to get a job. He wants to be a comedian and actor, and he thinks that a job would get in the way of his dream. I'm trying to be supportive, but we have a baby. And he's not making enough from his talent to help me pay the bills and take care of our child. Am I wrong here?
Oh,
I think get out of his way and let him follow his dream. I was that guy. I remember I was making $700 a week on the road when Georgia was born. I don't know why Leanne stuck with me. I don't know what she saw because I didn't see it. We was $700. I had to pay for my flight and the hotel. Leanne was working a job where she paid, or we got free rent because she worked in the building. And I just was like, and then when I started making money, I go, "Did you ever think this would happen?" She was like, "Yeah, I believed in you." And you got to have that ride or die who's like, "That's my guy. I believe in him." And I am so grateful. I was a penny stock that multiplied for her. And so like I would always say, if you don't follow your dreams, you're not living your life right. You know, and your dream doesn't have to be a comedy star. I have so many friends that make great money doing comedy and they love what they do. Not everyone gets some awesome opportunities, but you can just make great money. Like great money. Like you can make $1 million a year being a comedian. That's great money.
Incredible.
That's great money. You can make, I remember I did the math wrong and I was like, I'm making $125,000 a year doing stand-up. I got all my dates. And Leanne's like, "No, you're not. You got to pay taxes on that. You got to pay agents. And you're really making like 50 grand. And I was like, what? But I remember that moment of pride of like being like, oh, I still don't really know how much money I make. Yeah. Like I don't buy things. Even if I buy something, I got to go, can I afford this? And they're like, yeah, you can. Yeah. You know, I look at this house. I told you my finances. I will have a house in Bowden, Georgia that is I will just live there. This is a dream. This is a dream.
You need to go see the closet.
Buddy, if I was going to creep or break into someone's house, it's this house. I would love to explore it. I would love to see everything.
You're going to go upstairs and be off in front of your mirror.
You caught me.
I'm Shaq.
I'm Shaq.
And I think to add on to that, if you force a person to do something and they're not really doing what they thrive to be doing, the relationship will fail eventually at some point. So I agree with him. You have to stick with him. But
and times change. Yeah. Like if you had said, I mean, think about it. And this really goes to you, but like when you got in the league, if someone had pulled you aside, I remember you talking about I know a lot about you, but I remember you talking about your first check. You bought your dad a car, you a car, and then all of a sudden you were out of money. And you were like, how did that happen? If you had said to one of the old heads that ran commentating on basketball at the time, probably some old white guy who liked to get tied up and would bite chicks, I think. What was that the guy? And so, yes, downtown. Come here. I'm
going to say his name.
I want to be the sub. So, but if you had said to them, one day, Shaq and Charles Barkley, they'll be running, they'll be the head, they would have said, no, I don't think so. You look at the way sports has changed. Pat McAfee changed the game. I mean, he's like the biggest thing on ESPN, and he was a punter. Like, and I mean that with respect. One of the best punters ever. Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, and
he held for field goals.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, gangster punter, real gangster punter.
Yeah, he would like punt and then do like the Connor walk. Like he was
bad.
Back when personality wasn't fully embraced in the NFL, he was the only special teams guy.
Yeah, but like things change and things evolve and people's dreams show up in a brand new way. If you told me when I got into comedy that that I'd be launching a vodka and that I'd have podcasts and movies and things change, and so let someone follow their dream and let them be happy. You don't need, look, my favorite house I have is our first one we bought. 1,900 square feet, big for us when we moved in. Every other house I have, I look back at that house, I go, that house had so much love in it. And you go like that, you don't need millions and millions of dollars to be happy. You just got to wake up every morning and be inspired for what you do, and you should inspire your wife to do whatever she wants, and she should reciprocate, I think.
Good point, Dr. Kreischer.